We definitely kept one foot in the comic book world as we were making this, intentionally. It's clearly called Joker. There's other references throughout it that allude to the comic books, but I guess to not a specific comic book.
It exists in that DC world, that Batman world, but I also felt like it was the birth of this kind of Scorsese-verse, you know? Because it's not just homages or Easter eggs, it's steeped in that world.
Then who the hell else are you talking? Talking to me?
Yeah, I've heard people say that. I didn't think about that when we were making it. It wasn't something that we discussed, but I've heard people say that. And I think probably what a lot of those movies from that period had in common were they were focusing on and exploring characters that were really complex and challenged the audience and challenged their feelings about the character.
I'm gonna work 50 times harder, and I'm gonna be 50 times more famous than you.
Then you're gonna have idiots like you playing your life.
It's steeped in that world, but and not taking anything away from his influence over us, but it was really a group of movies and a time of movies. So I would almost argue that as movies from 1973 to 1981, there's a ton of movies that influenced this film. Everything from Network.
So I thought about it for a moment, and then I said, okay.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
You just don't want to learn anything. You just don't want to listen to anybody.
Obviously, Taxi Driver, king of comedy.
Oh, Jerry, I love this guy. Always coming up with these great lines. I love him.
Dog Day Afternoon.
What? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm robbing a bank because they got money here. That's why I'm robbing it.
You know, there's Sidney Lumet films, Martin Scorsese, so I wouldn't personally call it Scorsese versus as much as it was sort of this time. Right. And so we really decided we wanted to make a movie that felt like it could have come out in 1979. That sort of just, if then back in 79 they were making comic book movies, that's what we wanted it to feel like.
It's so awful, isn't it?
Part of that, we had characters where their motivations were so clear and mapped out, hero or villain, that we understood. Suddenly we're introduced to these characters that are complex in ways that I don't think we had experienced before. I'm not a cinephile, I'm not a big buff, so maybe what I said is total bull. But you work at IMDb, so you'll figure it out.
No, not bull. No, definitely. It's definitely.
Did that seem like it? Did that seem legit?
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, and it's
because I just made all that up.
You know how many times I had this conversation in my head? This is beautiful.
Did it always turn out this way?
Yeah, it did.